Learning to create my first videos. Instead, creating my first videos felt like a higher priority, especially since it was a completely foreign skill. I'll admit, it also seemed like it would be a lot of fun. Nothing wrong with prioritizing fun. At this time, my former college roommate, Adam Zhang, was in the early stages of starting a video production company, Zhang Productions. I reached out to him and volunteered to be an actor in a few of his comedy sketches, like the Nutbox Challenge, reference 47. While watching the Nutbox Challenge video gives the impression that I spent all day kicking people in the nuts, this was really a valuable learning experience for me. I treated my day playing the amateur nut kicker as an internship or apprenticeship, volunteering my time in exchange for knowledge, experience, and wisdom. Since my friend Adam was directing the production, I asked him as many questions as I could to make sure I was getting the most of this experience. For example, why are you recording the audio separately from the video? Why did you switch lenses there on your camera? What was the process like of writing the script? How much of this was planned versus improvised? Why did you buy that particular camera? Where did you buy your gear? Why? What software do you use for video editing? Why did you choose that? I walked away from these volunteer days filled with knowledge about how to create a script, plan out shots, film, record audio, deal with lighting, and do basic video editing. I also received some suggestions on other resources I could check out to seek more advanced information on my own, and could reach out to Adam with future questions if I got stuck. Just from my few days of work with Adam, I learned more than enough to start playing around and experimenting with my own videos. I learned that I could get by with using my iPhone 5 with a special app that allowed me to shoot in HD, but that I'd probably want to buy a cheap wide-angle lens that clips onto the phone to get better quality pictures. I also learned that while the iPhone was good enough for video, I would need to purchase a better microphone, and that I may need multiple microphones depending on the type of setting I was filming in. For example, a shotgun microphone made sense for filming outdoors, but a clip-on lavalier microphone made sense for indoor filming. If you go and watch them, all my first physics comedy sketches were filmed using the iPhone 5. Reference 48. Educational resources to learn about filming also came through chance. While browsing a store with my girlfriend one day, I stumbled across a book called How to Shoot Video That Doesn't Suck by Steve Stockman. Stockman taught me that contrary to my previous understanding, good film is made up of many short shots that are pieced together. That book also taught me how crucial lighting is in getting a good picture. Around this time, I also reached out to my cousin, Kiran, who works professionally in film production. He has a lot more experience than Adam, but he also is a lot busier with a hectic travel schedule and a family to support. Because of this, I waited until I had a knowledge base from my work with Adam and reading Stockman's book before asking Kiran for advice. Because of his experience level, my cousin was much more of a mentor than a peer. I asked him for things like, how do I deal with the ambiguity of what feels like such a big project? What are the best channels to distribute content after it's made? What should I avoid doing? Where should I buy equipment if I'm on a budget? Naturally, the internet proved to be an amazing resource for finding material to learn how to make videos. I even found myself learning from YouTube videos made by teenagers. Specifically, YouTube is where I learned how to create a green screen video, which was what most of my first videos used. Since my goal was to create a platform for educational content made by teens, it was reassuring to see how useful their content was. The videos made by teens seemed to speak directly to me, a novice looking to make my first video. They didn't assume a lot of background knowledge and met me exactly where I was in my journey. That summer, I wrote scripts and filmed my first physics comedy sketches. When I was filming, it was hard to get a great grasp as to whether things were coming out well or not. It wasn't until I started editing that I was able to realize the mistakes I'd made during the filming. The editing process was the most challenging and tedious, partly because my filming and audio recording wasn't excellent. Fortunately, my girlfriend worked as an editor and video journalist at her school newspaper when she was in college. I was lucky she took as much interest in creating these zany videos as I did. She was especially helpful in teaching me about video transitions and how to adjust audio levels. Her journalism background was incredibly valuable when we edited the Catbox comedy sketch, because there was lots of unscripted, improvised footage from different people that needed to be edited down into an actual story that made sense. A valuable learning experience I received from making this video was that I needed to be more minimalistic in the amount of footage I filmed. Otherwise, the editing process becomes overwhelming. While I am partly embarrassed looking back at these physics sketches, I'm also quite proud. They are truly unique and fit my style of blending goofy and absurd humor while still conveying physics concepts. I also realized that creating and posting such ridiculous videos was vulnerable and exposing for me, so I feel like it built a lot of character. This is the first time I ever received any kind of criticism over the internet for something I'd put out there, which was character building in itself. For example, a physics teacher took the time to write to me and say, "Just give it up. It is a terrible teaching tool, adding nothing to the viewer's understanding of gravity." Reference 49.